Alright, welcome to Just Magic the Gathering. I was looking to pick up on my draft. Figured I'll just check the store here real quick, make sure there isn't anything interesting. In the daily deals, just a bunch of custom art. I kind of like the looks of, but I did take a match offline after the draft yesterday to knock out the end of my daily, and I knocked out actually 2 dailies. So 37 hours until this ends. And at this point, I am at my final loss. It's either 2 wins and I make the set, or I bust out. Let's just see how it goes. Because at this point, I am, slowly working my way up. And even if I bust out here, which I really am hoping I don't, I am still, I guess, quote unquote, in the monies. I always kind of wonder about people with just random letters as names. That's rough. And that's even worse. This question maybe if I should have mulliganed again. I don't know. Without having access to the red, and that's why I returned the red high. Glad to see a Bear of Glory. Looks like he's just playing mono black at this point. Not quite sure. I still need to get into one more mana for... He's playing... black-green at this point. Black-green-blue. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may put one of those on the top of your library and the rest into your graveyard. Here, I'm in a little bit of a bind. Not sure if that was maybe the best maneuver, or it took his 3/3 off the board. Now he has a 4/4. But I got into my red. So at this point, I can attack for the fire form kick. Just wonder if maybe this still is not the best idea. If he doesn't defend, then that allows me to do something like the United Battlefront. And it's going to get that +2 permanently. And since he's first strike, I don't have to worry about that. Still not feeling very comfortable. But now that it is a 4/1 first strike, that is a little beneficial. Looks like he's probably going for control. Whenever one or more counters are put on a creature you control, if it's the first time a counter's been put on that creature, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. I'm going to have it endure for the token. And I figured he's not going to block that because he wants the damage to come through. But at this point, I can do my Siege Breaker. And Not quite sure why he might have done that. Caustic Exhale. I can do the United Battlefront and kill his other one. So, glad for the victory. And rank up. So, just a matter of, in that case, pushing. I'm glad for the win, because at this point I'm going for the gold. Either I win or I lose. One of the things I was entertaining, if I get the gems, what am I going to do with them? And I think I'm going to save them for, I guess, next season's pass. It doesn't look like they're putting the season passes on sale anymore. And I'm going to basically have to do the same thing next season for... I really dislike Zoids. Because I have to... I can just return my Skitterer. I have the red and white to play my whole hand. I think that is, I guess, the best option as opposed to just continuing to play... continuing to mulligan. The smaller your hand gets, the more disadvantage you start with. Gets a 2/1 soldier. That's probably an absolute waste. With the inevitable defeat and the Lightfoot technique on board, though. The Dragon Globe. I'm gonna go for the Exile. And I needed the black. So, and now I can even do something like the United Battlefront. Next round I basically need to do the Whale of War or it goes away. And since I don't have any creatures to pull back... with a ward of 1. I'm going to see what I can go for on... I'm going to grab my siege. Put up to 2. I'm going to get 2 cards back. That's actually looking pretty good for a start for me. Just very much thinking about it. And at this point, I can still do the inevitable defeat and pay the ward cost. I was kind of wondering what I want to do here. At the beginning of your combat, if you've cast both a creature spell and a non-creature spell this turn, draw a card and put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. I'm assuming with that he gets his creature and non-creature spell. So here, I basically have to do the coordinated maneuver and pay the word cost. Encroaching Dragonstorm. He gets another land. For 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield tapped. He has mana ramped like crazy. I thought I was doing decent. A 2/1 Death Touch. So, what do I want to do here? If I do like the Kithkin, you can endure 1 and I'll take the 2 damage. And that still leaves me enough to do the coordinated maneuver on his 4/4 flyer. No. I'm actually surprised he's taking the trade. But I've all of a sudden seemed to have gotten a little, like, it's intense. A 3/5/4/6 Death Touch. Exile 2 cards. Good call on that. Although I don't have anything other than stuff that brings creatures out of my graveyard. So, but he doesn't know that. The Timur Monument, and he gets another land out of the deal. We both play that game. Two for... And at next round I can actually tap him out to prevent that. See what he has for control. So I have a feeling it's not necessarily going to go... Create 3/1/1 white spirit creatures. Distribute 3/1/1 counters among 1, 2, or 3. Nice. That went wide fast. If I take this, it's mid-0, pay the 1 to tap his Death Touch. And Caustic Exhale will finish it. Distribute 3/1/1 counters. As a 7/9, that's mean. For a 5/5 green elephant. And the Ice Till Explorer, which can't be blocked. This creature can't be blocked. Whenever this creature attacks, up to 1 target player mills cards equal to this creature's power. At a certain point, I almost have to just kind of keep tapping out his Death Touch. Just questioning the light-footed technique. Because I mean, he's not going to tap out, though. Oh, he's absolutely going to tap out. Got rid of a Windcraig Siege for me. Because that's almost game. The one guy has Vigilance. Turn target card from your graveyard to your hand. He definitely has the draw. You can scry 2 and choose his next 2 cards. And he gets the 3 more tokens. At a certain point I should just concede here. Tapping him out really doesn't do me any good, and doing the 1 life link... This is definitely his game. Put him on the one that can't be blocked. It's a 4/6. And there goes 4 cards, which unfortunately was the one I wanted. He gets even more land? He had 2 encroaching dragon storms. And yeah, that's basically game. Which is a little disappointing end. I was actually hoping to get the final win. But with getting a land there, I was trying to think about even what cards would get me it, and I probably should even just let him attack, but... 3 losses. Claim my rewards. 5 packs is still pretty nice. And the 1,800 gems back, because it's only like 3,200 gems to get, or 3,600 gems to, I think, get the pass. But either way, with that, the draft is done, and look forward to doing some Magic in the future.